will happen at the White House. Israel, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates will be at a signing ceremony, with Donald Trump taking center stage. His administration is touting this as a historic breakthrough and paving the way for peace in a region plagued by conflict.
This is a truly historic day.
We hope that this will start an even more historic journey for the Middle East and beyond.
It was a historic deal and the first such deal in over 2 decades.
But do agreements like this really help solve the Israel-Palestine conflict? That's debatable. The Trump administration is moving toward a 2-state solution, rejecting outright a solution where all residents of the area are granted equal rights under a single state.
My vision presents a win-win opportunity for both sides, a realistic 2-state solution that resolves the risk of Palestinian statehood to Israel's security.
Furthermore, for a peacemaker and supposed expert negotiator, the Trump administration's moves have been rather one-sided over the course of the last 3 years. Now, the White House has cut aid to Palestinians. It has also recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Furthermore, they have given Washington's blessing to the expansion of Israeli settlements onto Palestinian land. Now, at this point, we've got the White House touting a peace plan that many view as pretty strongly in favor of Israel. Under the White House's preferred proposal, up to 30% of the occupied West Bank would be handed over to Israel. Furthermore, the remaining Palestinians would be in enclaves, isolated from each other, with Israel having full security control. However, Donald Trump insists it's a great deal for the Palestinians.
I want this deal to be a great deal for the Palestinians. It has to be. Today's agreement is a historic opportunity for the Palestinians to finally achieve an independent state of their very own.
Now, the Palestinians not only reject this deal, but they find it insulting. Mahmoud Abbas officially cut ties to the United States and Israel back in May. The Palestinian president is saying that at this point, all previous agreements are off. The Palestinians have also rejected the recent deals made by Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates to recognize Israel. They see these countries as betraying them and stabbing them in the back. The Palestinian position is that no other country has the right to negotiate on their behalf.
Normalization of states in the region with Israel will not change the essence of this conflict, which is the systemic denial of the Palestinian people's inalienable right to freedom and sovereignty.
Now, there's plenty of doubt over these agreements, but for Donald Trump, it looks good on TV, with the elections approaching and the COVID-19 body count rising at home. It also looks good for Netanyahu to be able to smile for the cameras, as opposition to him is domestically increasing as well.
Bibi Netanyahu is leaving Israel, is flying to the U.S. today to sign what he calls a peace agreement, leaving a country in a total chaos.
He is leaving us in Israel. He's going to put us in closure. The country is in a horrible state. He totally failed in handling the corona crisis.
While Trump, Netanyahu, and the mainstream media may hail these as historic agreements leading toward peace, most analysts look at these deals and see even further violence and conflict down the road. But why ruin a good photo op?
The planned proposals that Trump has for the agreements between Palestine and Israel are extremely unfavorable to the Palestinian people. It damages their ability to travel freely. It essentially herds them down into, for lack of a better word, their internment camps. I mean, it's absolutely going to trigger a new wave of violence, because when you put one group that's sort of under pressure, that's kind of has less negotiating power, when you give that group a terrible deal, the way the Allies did with Germany after World War I, you then pave the way for the most hateful, most violent leaders possible. When you take away people's opportunities, when you take away their economic opportunities, their social opportunities, their political opportunities, when you take all of that away, they are then going to turn to the worst leaders, the demagogues, those that support violence. And so this is absolutely step one to decades more of violence.